from around the world. You are tuning in to Invictus Racing League Formula 2 Equal Performance Race. We are in round 3. I'm your host and commentator, The Energy Dan. I'll be bringing the action as and when it happens. So far we have raced through the barren deserts of Bahrain. We've raced under the sunny skies of Spain, and now we find ourselves in the land of the rising sun. And this morning the sun has risen over Suzuka. It's going to be a fantastic race. We've seen some brilliant action so far this season. We've had Good Stuff, who took the premium win of the first race, followed by White Fountain in the second stage, which was an amazing comeback from him. Started 13 and finished P1. Absolutely amazing stuff. So hopefully today we're going to see some amazing racing. So Suzuka, we have 18 laps, 18 corners to deal with. Just while we get going. So we've got your first corner, leads round into turn 2, quickly followed by 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is the snake corners. Then we quickly come up along Dunlop of turn 7, following down to Degner, which is 8 and 9. Following up to the hairpin, we tackle turns 10 and 11. Heavy braking zone for the hairpin, obviously. Then we go on to 200R, turn 12. Following on to Spoon Curve, which is turn 13. Opening up from turn 14 down the back stretch towards the famous 130R, which is turn 15. We then go to Casio Triangle of 16, quickly followed by 17 and 18 of the last corner, and back onto our home finish straight. It's going to be very interesting to see what guys choose for tyres. I really don't see guys doing super softs and then onto the mediums. I think that's a big ask, but I could be proven wrong. As often as I am. So while the guys just partake in their installation laps, do let us know what you think. I'm not on the Twitch messages tonight. However, if you do want to tweet us with the IRL Racing League tag. I'm The Energy Dan on Twitter. If you want to pop us a line there, I'll try and answer any questions or react to any comments. I will have the Twitch message system up and running soon. I just don't have the ability tonight. So give us your predictions if you can, if you're watching. Who's your favourite? What's your predictions for the race? It's going to be amazing. So just running with Craig at the minute on his outlap. Coming up to the famous 130R. And then you'll see as you come past 130R, up to turn 16, 17, 18 of Casio Triangle, heavy braking zone. Oh, my apologies, I think I got that wrong there. There we go, that's 16, 17 and 18, the last corner. Then you've got to get this nailed coming out of there for the back straight. We're going to have one DRS zone here. It's on the home finish straight. So people need to get on the back of gearboxes coming through 130R into that the last 3 corners to get the benefit of the DRS. It's not an impressively long straight here at Suzuka. Racers do need to be on the back of that gearbox to make benefit of the DRS. So it looks so far we've only got... Oh no, Vintino has come out on his outlap as well. Yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2. Probably just slow moving drivers keeping out of the way. So Nick sets a provisional fast lap of 128. I'm sure we're going to see quicker than that as it goes. Nizmax follows suit with a 128.3. Vintino's on his outlap. So Never Miss, he sets with a 129.3. This is right on board with Craig now. Keeps it nailed there on that smooth left of 130R, coming up to turn 16, heavy braking zone, 17, and then we've got to try and nail it on the last corner, turn 18, and he's come back in. So right on board Tynus. He's on the soft tyre, so could this be an indication of what he wants to do in the race? So let's stay with Tynus as he does his fast lap, his first fast lap of the session. So here we go, linking it up for Dunlop corner. See a lot of riders, you'll see a lot of racers going a bit too far right on that and losing traction on the back end, but he nailed it on that one. So, navigating Degner, coming up to the hairpin, heavy braking zone. We're going to see a lot of lockups here, I think, today. Can the racers keep those tyres clean and in good condition long enough to make their strategies work? Looking down the field, we've got, let's just do fitted, so we've got Super Soft fitted for the top 5. Steen is on soft tyres. Good Stuff decided to come out on mediums. Be interesting to see if that's part of his planned strategy. We've got Jamie T92 on Super Soft, he's in the pit. Looking down there, looks like everyone's in the pit. MJ Coop, who's coming out to warm his tyres up for a fast lap. Let's just stick with Tynus here, see what he comes across the line. No, he's aborted. Humberstone's on an outlap also, in garage for Nismax. Oh, GP1 Alex sets a fast lap of 127.9. That is brilliant. And Nick's closely followed at 128. And we've got Humberstone following up with a 128.2 and Nismax on a 128.3. Some very good laps there from the initial time setters. So just riding on board. Be interesting to see what fast laps are set on what tyres here. I personally don't think super soft to mediums can work. I could be proven wrong, but we'll soon see. So, riding with Humberstone, let's see what he does as he tries to set a fast lap on these super soft tyres. He's already done a 128.256. And they were on the super softs. So he's put some fresh rubber on, he's come out to see if he can improve. Coming through the snake corners. This is where we're going to see some serious tyre degradation happen. The left right, it's going to take the toll on those tyres. There we go, Humberstone just cuts it right on there. Oh, clips the meterage sign there. Hopefully that's not done any damage to his wing. Coming up to the hairpin now, heavy braking zone. Doesn't seem to lock up. Looking good. Coming around 200R. Racing towards turn 13 for Spoon Curve. Gets it locked in there nice and tight, runs nice and wide, and then back in for the back straight. As I said earlier, we've only got one DRS zone on this track, and that's down the home finish straight. So we're relying mainly on the skill of the drivers, the braking zones, the acceleration, keeping a grip of those tyres, making sure they don't run out of too much rubber. Opens up the DRS, comes along, and he's set a pole lap so far of 127.7. Oh, and Craig goes faster. Craig goes faster straight away. Oh, literally. That is unbelievable. Humberstone set a provisional pole lap of 127.7, and then Craig the Flying Scotsman says, nah, I'm going to beat you, pal. There's a 127, almost 7 dead. That is unbelievable stuff from those guys. Riding with Tyner sitting in P7 as we speak. He's on the soft tyre. Looks like he's decided to stick with those soft tyres. We've got yellows in sets 1 2 up. That's just racers getting out of the way. He gets it nailed as well. He does that corner beautifully. Heavy braking zone for the turns of 16, 17, 18. Coming around the last curve. Gets it nailed. DRS open. Oh, he's up with a P6 with a 128.9. Great stuff there from Tynus. But Nick J. Thompson on 128, almost dead. Also on the soft, so he's gone a little bit quicker than Tynus. So Vintino's on an outlap, and we've got Steen, who's currently set at 130.2. He's on this soft tyre at the moment. Oh, looks like he's about to have a problem there, but it looks like he got it. Oh, beautiful corner there. Coming up to the hairpin. Heavy braking zone, doesn't lock up, keeps it clean. Oh, he's got oversteer. He had oversteer that. That's going to spoil his lap. Not what he wanted there. Let's just stay with Steen and see what happens with his lap. Yeah, he's backed out of it. He's backed out. Coming up to the last 5 minutes of the session, we've got Craig sitting in P1 at the moment, followed by Humberstone. Then GP1 Alex with a 127.9, followed by Nick with a 128. Nizmax 128.3. Followed by White Fountain, our last session winner, 128.6. Tyner sitting in P7 with 128.9. MJ Coop in P8 on a 129. And then Never Miss on a 129.3. And then Colin J bringing up P10 in 129.7. So let's ride with Vintino and see what he can pull out of the bag. He's coming to the end of the snake curves. Long sweeping left of Dunlop, tricky corner. Navigating Degner very well there. Coming down to that short turn of 10 towards the hairpin. Keeps it clean, doesn't lock up. Gets the acceleration, biting point, brilliant there. Looking really tidy as he comes to spoon curve. Very smooth through there, that was looking really good. Not a bad section through 15, 16, 17, 18 there, coming up onto the home straight. Goes a little bit wide, gets DRS activated. And Vintino's a 128.56, he's up into P7, brilliant stuff there. Let's see what Rudy's doing. Rudy is currently sitting in P5 with 128.2. He's on the super soft tyre, let's see if he can improve. The last 3 minutes of the session now. We've got a few drivers in the pit, putting on fresh trainers, coming out to do their final fast laps. No, has Rudy backed up? Rudy's backed out of this by the sounds of it. Oh, has he? So Craig and Humstone coming out on their final outlaps. No, I think Rudy has backed out of this one. Let's check someone else out. So Vintino's gone again. He's on the soft tyres. So Vintino's sitting in P7. No, and he's coming. Now Vintino will need to be extremely quick if he needs to get out and get an outlap done. The timer is ticking. I don't think he'll have enough time to come back out, so I'm not sure we'll see Vintino again. Oh, looks like we're going... Oh, looks like Jamie 6'3" had a bit of a spin there. And he's facing backwards. That is not what he wanted. Jamie was down in P17. Let's hope he's not got damage. Can he get round in time? It's going to be tight for him to get round. I don't think he can. I think that's it for Jamie. And it looks like he's going to retire that car. Unlucky from Jamie there. So Craig's out on some fresh super softs. He's done a 127.7. So what's going to happen with Jamie? Do you think he will start on the softs? It'll be interesting to see. Starting from the back on super soft, probably not the best idea, but obviously I have been proven wrong a lot. Let's just see what happens with Jamie when he starts on the grid. Craig nailing his braking zone there, keeping it nice and smooth around the hairpin, gets the acceleration. Nice and tight through 12 there, opens it up. Lining it up nicely now for Spoon Curve. No qualms there, looks like he just took that nicely. Great lap so far from Craig. It's good for Humberstone up there, up in P2 on those soft tyres. Nah, and Craig's backed out of it. So Humberstone, oh, Humberstone's gone off. Humberstone's gone off. Riding with GP1 Alex in the Haas. Let's see what he can do. No, looks like GP Alex Water. No. Riding with Nick on super soft. See what he can do for his last ditch effort fast lap. I don't know about you guys, but I've got my eye on White Fountain for the start. He had an amazing start last time out. Went from 13th to first place by the end of the race. Nick looking mighty smooth there through the last corners. Keeps it nailed. Can he do it? And Nick does a 127.820. Doesn't improve on his P4 time. Humberstone's going to come in. And there you have it, guys. We are over for qualifying. Humberstone taking a brilliant P2 there. But what can he do in the race? Can he keep that position or improve? So there you have it, guys. There are your race starters for Suzuka. We have Craig, who's got P1 with a 127.7. Humberstone in P2, shortly followed by GP1 Alex in P3. Nick follows up the last race of the second grid with a 127.8. We got Nizmax, then Good Stuff, followed by White Fountain and Rudy, MJ Cooper and Vintino. We've got Tinas and Steen. We've got Jamie and Never Miss. And we've got Colin J and Sir Spud. And bringing up the rear is Jamie, who had that spin. Unfortunate for him. So, what is going to happen in this race? I cannot wait to see what happens. It's going to be amazing. So, not long now until lights out. Cars are lining up on the grid to start their warm-up lap. Don't know about you guys watching at home, but I cannot wait for this. This is going to be amazing. So not many overtaking points on Suzuka. You have to really nail it. The main one is down the home finish straight. You have to get it nice and tidy through 16, 17 and 18 to take effect of that 1 DRS zone coming down the home finish straight. We're going to see a lot of tyre degradation according to what tyres people have chosen. This snake curves. You've got a right, a slight, well, turn 2, you've got a right, then it's into the left of 3, right of 4. You've got left turn of 5, and then a right sharper turn of turn 6. That's going to take some serious punishment on those tyres. Can the guys keep it smooth through the snake corners to make sure those tyres don't get too warm or see the deg too quickly? Looks we've got bright blue skies for this race, so no wet tyres I don't think we're going to see unless it changes during the race. We're going to see some amazing racing. So we're only missing 2 races today. We are missing Aaron J. Spence in the Red Bull. We're also missing Tony Wyatt in the Ferrari. Unlucky that we can't see those guys race today, because it would have been brilliant to have a full grid. But 18 races, that's 18 sets of tactics. That's an amazing opportunity for everyone on the grid. Who's going to choose what tyre? Who can keep the pedal to the metal? So as we're getting away there just for the installation lap, we've got 27 laps of twisty turny carousel fun of Suzuka. So while the guys are doing their installation lap, let's just run through what the tyres the guys are on. So from P1 all the way back to P5, they're on super softs. That's Craig, Humberstone, Alex, Nick and Nizmax all on the super soft. We've got Good Stuff and White Fountain both on softs, then Rudy in the middle with super softs, then sandwiched by MJ Coop, Vintino, Tinus and Steen all on the soft tyre. We've got Jamie T92 who has decided to go into the medium tyre. Never Miss on the soft. We've got Colin and Sir Spud both in the Mercs in the medium tyre, and then Jamie's decided to go for a soft tyre. So are we going to see Jamie absolutely nail the start with that better grip and jump Sir Spud and Colin? That'll be very interesting to see. I imagine that Craig, Humberstone, Alex, Nick and Nizmax are going to pull away from the guys. However, Good Stuff in P6 has been very quick on the not so grippy tyre in previous races. So it'll be interesting to see what Good Stuff can do. Now White Fountain on the soft tyre, we saw him go from P13 and take the race win. What an amazing race from White Fountain. In fact, I'll have to clap White Fountain because that was absolutely amazing race last round. It'd be interesting to see what White Fountain can do. I don't think in Suzuka he'll make those soft tyres good enough to jump anyone of that lead pack. The super soft tyres, you do see a massive benefit, especially going through the snake curves. I don't think he's going to make it work to get ahead of them, but again, I have been proven wrong, so let's see what happens with White Fountain. He seems to like jump in a lot of places in lap 1 and lap 2, so stay tuned for that. So as the guys just get lined up on about to start the race, just waiting to see the final racers line up in their boxes. Here we are, guys. We got 1 light. We got 2. We've got 3, 4 lights, 5 lights. And the lights are out. We are away. Craig seems to have got a great start there, but the Haas is straight behind him. Oh, we've got Humberstone taking P1 initially, coming down into turn 1. Craig's on the left-hand side. Oh, he's getting pressured by the Ferrari of Nick there. Humberstone's pulling away, so we've got Craig and Nick in P2 and P3. They're trying to stay on the back of Humberstone. This is an amazing start. Humberstone's jumped them and he's keeping the lead so far. We've got GP1 Alex still keeping track. Good stuff. He's up into P5. Amazing stuff from Good Stuff there. Humberstone looks like he's pulling a great lead there. Looks like we don't have any... Oh, Nismax has dropped 8 places on that. It must have been a terrible start for Nismax. Sorry we missed that, guys. We were looking at the front runners, but we've got White Fountain, who's done the opposite of last race, and he's gone down 3 places, but never missed it. It's up 5 places. Great stuff from him. So there you see leaders. Oh, they are... Oh, Humberstone is tramming it away there. He's keeping it nice and clean. So let's try and work back through the pack, see what the action we've got going here. Keeping it time through 15, 16, 17, 18 there. So, provisional, the first lap of the race was set at a 1:33 by Humberstone. He's up 1 place. Craig's dropped still in P2. Oh my God, Craig looks like he's trying around the outside there. He's getting pressure from Nick. Nick is all over the back of Craig. He wants that flying Scotsman. He's pressurising. Are we going to see a mistake from Craig? Is he going to put enough pressure on him? But these guys are all on the super soft tyres. All this racing, it will be bringing up that tyre degradation. It's not what the guys really want. But obviously these guys are going to be starting. They're going to be doing their laps a lot faster than the other guys. So let's just see where Gustav's doing on the soft tyre. He's still sitting with that 1 second behind GP1 Alex on the super soft. So he's still sticking with this pack. If he can stick with this pack, let the slipstream pull him along down that home back finish straight, and just keep within these guys. Once they start to pit, probably looking, I'm guessing lap 8, lap 9 for the super softs. He's then got a good maybe 5, 6 or 7 laps on those soft tyres. Oh, Nick's all over Craig there. Nick is all over Craig. He's really putting the pressure on Craig. He wants that P2 position, and he looks like Craig is backing them all up there. Humberstone's going faster and faster. He's done a 1:31.9. DRS is now available. Nick is really putting pressure on Craig. I would not like to be Craig right now. Nick wants this really badly. All Craig can see is Nick in his mirrors. I am going to try and go back to where all the other action is. So bear with me while we flick through the race and try and find some more action. But I don't want to stray too far away from Nick and Craig because they're putting on a serious battle there. So Good Stuff's keeping it clean on those soft tyres, still within half a second of GP1 Alex. It'd be interesting to see what the tyre deg's like on those soft tyres in a few laps' time. You wouldn't want to be racing too hard on those tyres. Let's go back to Nick and Craig. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, we've got a 3-second time penalty for Tynus. So the first penalty we've got is a 3-second for Tynus. I'm just marking this down. I am going to try and keep track of the penalties this race, guys. It is interesting to follow as the closing laps come in later on. These penalties do and will make a mark on the race standings. So let's hope the racers don't incur many penalties. We want to see the guys racing to the checker flag without penalties, but it is racing, it does happen. So let's just quickly ride on board with Nick and see how much pressure he's going to put on him coming down the back finish straight. So DRS is available, and he does get DRS. Is he going to go? He's going for the right hand side. Oh, Oh, Nick! Oh, this is unbelievable racing here. Nick puts pressure on Craig and goes out there. We did have a penalty there, and I believe that was from White Fountain? I saw. Never Miss has just got one. Oh no, the penalties are coming already. Never Miss 3 seconds. I believe White Fountain had a penalty there as well. 3 seconds for White Fountain. It's not what he wanted. White Fountain's down to P9. He started P8, I believe. So Nizmax has just gone faster with a 131.3. This is incredible racing here, guys. So Nick is up into P2. He's put the move on Craig, as we just saw. Now, are we going to start seeing Nick pull away from Craig? But we've also got Craig being pressurised by GP1 Alex now. So Craig's not having the best start to his race, as he's just starting to get attacked by the racers coming from behind. Umberstone's leading out there, 2.2 seconds. So we've got Nizmax down 11 places. That's unfortunate for Nizmax. GP1 Alex all over the back of Craig now. Craig defends really well there. He does think about cutting it back, but he thought better of it. GP1 Alex is looking for that P3 position so far. So coming down the unfinished straight, he gets DRS. Don't think he's going to put it into turn 1. He's not close enough, but he's all over the back of that gearbox. This is unbelievable racing from the guys here. It's exactly what I expected. So we had Good Stuff and White Fountain taking their first wins of the season. Are we going to see a consecutive third different winner in Season 2 of F2 Equal Performance? Unbelievable racing so far. So just looking at the tyres there. So the Super Softs are on 4 laps at the front of, well, everyone's coming up to 4 laps, but are we going to start seeing some overheating from Humberstone, Nick J and Craig? They've been racing hard since the lights went out. Are they managing those tyre temperatures? Oh, we're just getting GP1X going over the back of Craig there. Craig's getting mirrors full of GP1 Alex there. I would not like to be Craig right now with GP1 Alex all over the back of him. We've got 2 Haskars in the mix here. Could we even see Good Stuff put a move on GP1 Alex, who's fighting over Craig? This is we're going to have to stick with this, guys. I think this at the moment is where the action is, so bear with me while we stick with this. Oh, he moves to the left. Are we going to... Oh, GP1 Alex puts a move on him into turn 1, and he keeps it stuck, and he's into the snake curves. That is brilliant stuff, but now you've got Good Stuff coming on the back of the gearbox of Craig. Can GP1 Alex keep it clean now, coming up to Dunlop Corner? We've got Good Stuff coming up. Dunlop Corner all over. About 5 seconds stop and go for Never Miss. Oh no, more penalties. More penalties. Never Miss was a 5-second stop and go, I believe. Not what we wanted to see. So far we've got Humberstone in P1, Nick in P2, GP1 Alex in P3 and Craig in P4. Good Stuff nipping at his heels. Vintino, drive-through penalty, collision. Vintino, drive-through. Bear with me, guys. Drive-through penalty. The penalties are coming thick and fast. I expected penalties, but not this soon. Not what the guys wanted to see. So Craig's now down to P4, but Good Stuff is all over his back wing. Humberstone sitting nicely with a almost 2.4 second lead over Nick. Nick sitting 1.5 seconds in front of GP1 Alex, and Craig is less than a second behind him. Good Stuff is all over the back of Craig. So MJ Coop's in the mix here as well. He's putting pressure on Good Stuff. He's got DRS. No, he didn't get DRS. I don't think he was in the activation zone. This is amazing racing from the guys. So Good Stuff still putting pressure on Craig. So 6 laps on these super soft tyres now. Are we going to start to see the degradation appear? We should get a good 10-11 laps out of these at a fast racing pace and high fuel. But the snake curves, they do take a lot out of those tyres. Oh, good stuff all over the back of him there. But then we've got MJ Coop. There's a brilliant three-way battle here for P4. Craig's doing well to fend these guys off, I must admit. He's doing an awesome job there. So we've got Nismax and Never Miss have made their stops, and they are now on mediums for Never Miss and super soft for Nismax. So we've still got good stuff at MJ Coop battling for this P4 position. Let's just check back with Rudy's 4.6 back. I don't think we're going to see much attacking action in this group from him. Oh, good stuff, makes a move there. He puts it down the left-hand side, and I think he's got it. He has. He's got it into turn 1. It looks like that's your overtaking manoeuvre of the day so far. Turn 1 is looking like the action point for overtakes. So, GP1 Alex in P3, good stuff in P4, and Craig has now dropped down to P5. MJ Coop is coming up on the back of Craig. Good stuff on those soft tyres into P4, bravo. So he's good stuff trying to replicate his opening season race and go longer than the front group. So I imagine good stuff is going to try and go as long as possible on these soft tyres, and then switch on to the mediums. If he goes long on the soft tyre and then do a very aggressive medium stint, or once he takes pole position after the pit stops, goes nice and easy on the remaining life on those soft tyres, extending it out as much as possible, keeping the lap times high, and then going on to a really nice, even medium stint to finish off. Stay tuned, we'll soon find out. It's NJ Coop looking on the left, on the outside of that turn there. Come through the last 3 corners. He will get DRS here, coming down the home finish straight. Let's just stay with driver view. Gets the slipstream on DRS, moves to the right. This should be a pretty straightforward. Oh, the nearly touch there. Does he keep it clean at turn 1? Yeah, looks like he does. So, MJ Coop up into P3. So we've got good stuff on the soft tyre. MJ Coop on the soft tyre also. No one has stopped yet. So, no one of the front runners have stopped just yet. So obviously we're starting to see, I think we are starting to see those super softs. Nick is up in a P1. I do apologise, guys. Humberstone has come in for his medium tyres. Sorry, I did miss that. My apologies, guys. But Humberstone has come in to put some fresh trainers on. He's on the medium tyres. That's a big ask to keep those mediums healthy all the way to the end. I'll be very impressed if we see Humberstone go all the way to the end on those medium tyres. So Nick at the moment has done 8 laps on those super softs and is sitting in first position. Good stuff coming up, 1.5 seconds behind on the soft tyres, and then MJ Coop, who's 2.5 back from him, also on the soft tyres. Craig and Rudy, now, like I said earlier, they have been pushing on heavy fuel loads. Are they starting, well, Rudy especially, he's 10 seconds back from Craig, so are these super softs starting to go off early? It is a twisty tip. Yep, so we see Nick coming for some fresh rubber as well. Good stuff takes the lead so far on those soft tyres. So let's just ride with 3-second time penalty for Never Miss. So Never Miss has got 2 penalties now. That's 6 seconds for Never Miss. That's not the race he wanted. And Rudy, 5-second stop and go penalty. Speed in the pit lane. Not what you wanted to see. Rudy, 5-second stop and go. So Never Miss and Rudy both getting stop and go penalties. So just riding in with good stuff now. Let's just see how he attacks this lap on his own. He looks like he's taking it conservative. So let's just go through and see where the action is going to be as these pit stops start to happen. So, good stuff, MJ Coupe and Craig, all within a 9-second window. Oh, looks like the guys are still battling. White Fountain's doing really well up to P4 on those soft tyres. 11 seconds back from Craig. So we've got Tynus who's nipping on the heels of White Fountain. And Humberstone all over the back of Tynus. Now Tynus on those older tyres. Yeah, Humberstone comes down on the left. He's going to push him out wide, I think. Yeah, puts a bit of pressure on him. Is he going to keep this? Oh, great. Oh, firm but fair racing from Humberstone there. Yeah, I'd agree that was a brilliant racing move. Didn't push him off, just kept it nice. Half closed the door on him, I'd say. But yeah, that was brilliant racing from Humberstone there. So Humberstone up into P5 on those fresh rubber tyres. He's on mediums. He's obviously going to try and go to the end, I think. But I will be impressed if Humberstone takes it to the end on those medium tyres. Moving back to Colin J, who's on the back of this medium finish pack. Did he get DRS? No. We've got Nick all over the back of Colin there. He's right. Oh my God, he can almost see what he's had for breakfast. Nick's putting some serious pressure on Colin here. So Colin's on the medium tyres and he's on 10 laps. Nick's on fresher rubber tyres. He's on the mediums, 1 lap old. So he's going to be much faster than Colin. Seems to have dropped back slightly though. Did he think better of sitting in the dirty air and spoiling the tyres? We will soon see. So GP1 Alex is on 2 laps on those medium tyres and he's on the back of Nick. So I think we're going to see GP1 Alex and Nick fighting for some top podium positions here. Humberstone's doing really well though to be sitting in P4 on those medium tyres. The front runners have all done 10 laps on those softs though. I think we're going to see Humberstone. I think he will. Yeah, 16, 17, 19... 19, yeah, I think that is within the pit stop window. Good stuff. 5-second stop and go penalty. Oh, they're coming thick and fast. Good stuff. 5-second stop and go. Not what we wanted. That's 3 drivers always stop and go penalties. Oh, we've got some serious action there. What was that? Oh, we've got some bad action there. Was it White Fountain? We've got a crash with White Fountain. We've got GP1X also getting a GP1 Alex also getting a time penalty, but we've got a crash. White Fountain and Tynus by the looks of it. It looks like they had a crash and they're both out of the race. But we've seen Vintino, Jamie Steen, White Fountain and Tynus all out of the race. I'm sorry for missing that, guys, but we did come upon it as we were watching one of the other races come through. We just saw White Fountain facing the wrong way. Oh, unbelievable. Not what we wanted to see. No safety car as of yet. Unbelievable stuff. I can't believe we missed that. I do apologise, guys. So MJ Coupe is now leading. He's done 11 laps on those soft tyres. Humberstone's up into P2, sitting 17.5 seconds back. MJ Coupe is going to push those tyres as long as possible, I think. 12 laps, not quite at half race distance. Another lap and a half and we'll be there. Let's just see what MJ Coupe decides to do. Is he going to stay out for another few laps? No, he's coming. So MJ Coupe is in. So we're going to see Humberstone take the lead again. And he's followed by Gustav and Nick. Oh, Humberstone goes a little bit wide there. Picks up some dirty ground. This is going to hamper his traction out of the final turns. Let's just ride on board with good stuff on the broadcast view. Where's the helicopter view when you need it? So, Humberstone followed by good stuff, followed by Nick. Soon to be GP1 Alex, yep. Let's see where MJ Coupe comes out. These front guys are seriously battling each other now. So, coming to the end of the S-curves, coming into Dunlop. Can the guys keep it nice and smooth to take on Degner? It's interesting to see the front braking zones of the races because good stuff will look good there, and then Nick all up on the back of him. Let's just see where he is in relation to the back of Good Stuff when he comes out of this next corner. Yeah, it looked like he closed up there. So, is this a battle of the late breakers? Going up to the hairpin. Let's see what happens. Let's just go on board. So it looks like Good Stuff is riding it out on the revs, doing a bit of engine braking. Let's move back. Let's just ride on board with them just for these last few corners. So Nick keeping it nice and smooth there. Now we're coming up to 16, 17, 18. Oh, a bit of overstay there from Good Stuff, but looks of it. So Nick nails the acceleration. So Good Stuff and Nick will get DRS. Yep. Not enough to put a move on Good Stuff, I don't think. GP1 Alex is closing in though. He's saying, I want a bit of this action. Don't go away from me yet, boys, because I am coming. He can see the race leaders. That's got to be encouraging for GP1 Alex. Seeing the race leaders, knowing you're still in contention for podium positions, he's going to be trying to get as much out of those tyres as possible. Now, looking at these front runners, you have got Good Stuff who's on 2 laps on those medium tyres. So he's got 2 laps over on Nick, but he's 3 laps better than Humberstone. So is this going to play a massive part in this race? Humberstone's sitting really comfortable at the minute, but he has done 3 more laps on those medium tyres. Will that play a big part? Oh, a bit of a lock up there from GP1 Alex. But will this play a big part in the closing stages of the laps? They're going to go quite... If they can take these medium tyres all the way to the end... Now, we are just literally on halfway point. Can they do 13.5 laps on those medium tyres and still be competitive? Do not make mistakes. Keep it on the track. These are questions that I want answered. If I had a crystal ball, I'd be wearing it out right now because I want to see what's going to happen at the end of the race. Half race distance at the moment. We've had some amazing racing. We've had some unfortunate racing as well. We've seen 5 racers leave the race. It's not what we like to see. We're down to 12 racers. Sorry, we've actually lost 6. We did start with 18, so we have lost another racer. So not what we want to see. Not what we want to see at all, but we have got 12 racers. They are racing hard and fair. It's going to be interesting to see. So let's just keep on board with Good Stuff because he's coming up on the back of Humberstone, putting some serious pressure. Now, if I was Humberstone, I'd be worried because I wouldn't want to be defending all the time. But at the same time, with Good Stuff, you don't want to be in that wake of the front car. It's going to destabilise what setup you've gone for, especially these twisty, turny corners. In particular, going through Snake Corner, leading through. Some people call it Anti-Bank Curve. There's another name for turn 6. I can't remember the pronunciation that the Japanese call it, but that goes on the hard turning turn 7 of Dunlop. So that entire section is gonna put serious pressure on the tyres, especially if you're aggressively defending or aggressively attacking. This is what's going to play into, or not play into, the hands of the guys and their strategies that they chose. So it looks like the guys are settling at that front pack. So let's try and move back and see what's happening further afield, see if we can pick up. So we've got Colin J. Spence, who's coming at the back of Craig. He's within 1 second. So let's just stay on board with Colin J. And Sir Spud's closely followed. So the 2 Mercedes, 5 seconds back. So the 2 Mercedes who started P17 and 18, I believe. They're now up into P7 and P8. Now, so Colin and Sir Spud have both done 14 laps on those medium tyres. Oh, hang on, 2 seconds, might be wrong. Yeah, 14 laps on those medium tyres. So they're no way they're going to be able to go to the end on those tyres. So I'm sure we're going to see those drop back down. But if they can keep point scoring positions, as long as they can stay at P12, P11, they're going to score points. So point scoring from dead last and second to last, I'd take that any day. Unfortunate for White Fountain, who did a super P13 to P1 on our last outing. He's now out of the race. Looked like he got tangled up in some situations there. Unfortunately, because I was not down with my current commentary skills, we missed it. So apologies for that. We just came upon it during the race. Be interested to see what happened there. Did someone lose traction and spin out, take someone else out? We don't know, but obviously the stewards are going to have their work cut out for them after this race. Colin is sitting 1.7 back from Craig, who's also sitting 5.8 back from MJ Coupe. So I'm not going to see much attacking from Con, I don't think, especially when he's 2.2 back from Craig on the fresher soft tyre. It looks like, so P1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are settling in for a battle. Humberstone's getting some pressure now from Good Stuff and Nick. Oh! Good Stuff decided to go down the right, but thought a bit of it on. He's getting pressure from Nick. Nick squeezes him. I think Nick's up in P2. He is. They're coming down on the left home straight. Oh! They're still at it. They're still at it. Nick's on the left and Good Stuff's on the right. What's going to happen in T1? Oh! Good Stuff's going down the right hand side. Can he keep it into turn 1? Oh no! Good Stuff spun! Good Stuff has spun! Oh no! So we got GP1 Alex in at P3. Edith said, oh, thank you for that. I will take that any day. Will, Good Stuff's dropping out of P5. Oh, I'm sorry if I shouted them and broke the audio, but that was unbelievable. We were about to see amazing overtakes, and then we saw a whoop whoop. Oh, unbelievable. So Humberstone keeps on with his P1 position so far. Nick has gone up into P2, and GP1 Alex says, thank you very much, I'll have P3. And then MJ Cooper's up into P4. Good Stuff sitting in P5. Let's just see what is happening with Craig, because Craig's going to see that he's now behind Good Stuff, and he's going to think, has something happened? I will have that. He's going to put pressure on. Soft tyres, 6 laps, and against medium tyres, 5 laps. That's interesting. Well, I don't think Craig's better got to the end of those soft tyres. 10 laps. 10 laps to go. Has already done 6. Yeah, maybe he could, but yeah, could he put pressure on Good Stuff? So it's not been a fantastic race so far from Craig, but if he can pull P5, then I will take my hat off to the Flying Scotsman, because that'll be a great achievement. So we saw some serious action there. I got a bit overexcited and probably broke the audio, so I do apologise. But Humberstone still in P1. If he was watching in his mirrors, he'll have been hat in mouth. Nick, he's done a fantastic race so far as Nick. I'm really impressed with Nick. He's sitting in P2. Done 8 laps on those medium tyres, 10 to go. More than achievable. GP1 Alex, 9 laps. So, coming into the last stages, we're coming to the third of this race, and we're settling into what could be a very unpredictable race finish. I'm getting really excited about seeing this final stage. Unbelievable racing so far. So Jamie T92 sets the fastest lap so far at 1:31.3, but he's so far in the wooden spoon position. No wonder he's got the fastest lap. He's on fresh softs, lighter fuel loads. We're going to see a few fast laps from him, I do believe. Craig's dropping down. Is Craig in the pits? Is Craig in the pit? No, Craig spun. We've got a spinning Craig there. Oh, what happened to Craig? Oh, it's unreal. So Craig's now sitting down in last position. Oh, that is unlucky from the Flying Scotsman there. Jamie T92 just picked up a penalty for cutting corners. Multiple warnings. I've written all these penalties down. I still can't keep head, because I've scribbled down so fast I can barely read my own writing. So apologies, guys. It's been an amazing action-packed race so far. So let's move back to the front of the grid. We've got Humberstone, who's still sitting quite comfortably, but within 1 second and nearly half a second, Nick, who's going to put some serious pressure on Humberstone. Slightly fresher tyres. Is he going to use that to an advantage and decide on do one? In fact, let's just ride on board with Nick. Let's see what his battery's like. He's got looks like half battery, and Humberstone a little bit more battery. So with the battery deployment, I was hoping we could see a fuller battery from Nick. I was about to say, is Nick going to choose to do one mega lap to put pressure on? Now, if you decide to put pressure on a racer, you can do it gradually. You know, keeping the mirrors but not destroying your own tyres too much, and try to put some pressure on the guy that's in front of you. Or you can save your battery, just do nice, smooth, economic racing. Save your battery, and then when you decide, put it up to full and do an absolute monster lap and try and put it in on one lap. Because then once you get in front of that racer, you've then got once he goes behind that, he's sitting in the dirty wake. You hopefully still have a bit of battery left. See, these are all things that the racers can do. Speaking to some of the guys, they tend to do multiple changes on their battery deployment as they go through different circuits, at different corners of the circuit. All the things play into tactics. So fuel settings, another one. We've not been driving on board with the guys, so we can't see what fuel settings they've been doing, but Again, speaking to some of the racers, they tend to do a heavy fuel load at the start and try and get as much pace into into the first stint as possible. But obviously, high fuel loads and the battles, tyre degradation comes into it. You don't want to spoil your first stint. So these are all things that play into the driver's hands. Who decides to go heavy fuel load? Who decides to go light? When they deploy the battery? These are all things that affect the race that we see. So Nick still sitting pretty close to Humberstone. GP1 Alex is sitting 1.3 back. Is he just taking it easy, looking after the tyres? He has done one lap more on those medium tyres than Nick. So obviously he's going to want to try and keep it conservative but within range for the closing stage. We've got 7 laps. So like I was saying about the tactics of race strategy and the deployment and tyres and fuel all wrapped in, he wants to keep a nice 3-4 laps, just keeping those races in sight, save the tyres, save the battery, and then try and put something together as the final race, final corners come into play, or final laps come into play. I wish I did have a crystal ball, see what the guys did throughout the race. It'd be good to see what guys decide to do with fuels, with energy, but we just don't know from the angles that we have. So GP1 Alex is now just about within 1 second of Nick. Nick's slightly dropping back, but is this just the final corners? Obviously the braking zones, keeping it easy. So coming down the home finish straight, let's just see how close he is. He's got DRS, it's open on Humberstone. Putting pressure on, oh, he's all over the gearbox of Humberstone there. So coming through snake corners, we've got a lot of left rights. Again, putting pressure on these tyres. Humberstone's done 12 laps, he's done an extra lap than Nick. So Nick may get this information if he's asking his engineer for the tyre data or the strategy data of Humberstone. He may have been given the laps he's done. He knows he's got an extra lap. Now does he decide to put some pressure on him coming into the hairpin? You do need to be all over the gearbox to even put a move down there. It's very rare you see a move into the hairpins. Oh, both guys almost lock up. Was it a bit of brake dust or a slight lock up from both races there? But these guys seem to be locked in a battle for P1, P2. Well, Humberstone just clipping the grass there. You don't want to clip the grass. Let's see what GP1 Alex, he's 1.1 back. He's dropping back now. He's done 12 laps, so I don't think GP1 Alex is going to be able to stick this. Just riding with him. Did we see some back runners there? Yeah, it looks like Humberstone's coming on a back runner. Let's hope that Craig does keep out the way for the front runners. I'm sure he will. Experienced driver. It's okay. Craig is ghosting by the looks of it. Beautiful shot. Love that helicopter shot. So Humberstone coming down the home finish straight, followed by Nick, also followed by GP1 Alex and MJ Coupe, still within the mix. It looks like MJ Coupe's battling Alex and Nick is battling Humberstone. So we've got 2 battles in one. Let's just try and ride with GP1 Alex. We might better get 2 battles in one here. Good stuff is dropping. Oh, I did actually see a change there. I'm sure it was MJ Coupe then. I do apologise if I missed that, but good stuff. Unless I got my races mixed up, I apologise. But if it was a change, we've now got good stuff in P. Oh yeah, MJ. Oh, good stuff spun. Good stuff spun. Oh no, good stuff has spun. I think we did see a change there. That's probably why we saw good stuff overtake MJ Coupe, and then good stuff spun. So I think good stuff is going to still keep P5. So yeah, I think we did see a change. I think we saw good stuff take MJ Coupe, but then spun and MJ Coupe came back through. MJ Coupe sitting 3.9 back from GP1 Alex, so I don't think it's, so something must have happened there. I'm sorry if I missed that, guys, but good stuff on MJ Coupe must have been battling. We had a position change, and then we saw good stuff spinning and turning backwards. Unbelievable. So Humberstone still sitting pretty in P1. Looks like Nick's dropped back slightly now. He's sitting just under 1 second back as he comes through 16, 17, 18. Was he within that 1 second? I don't think Nick was within that 1 second. Yep, he was. Yep, he got DRS. So GP1 Alex is closing in on Nick now. This is 3 second time penalty for Nick. Oh no, Nick! Oh no, that is not what we wanted to see. I was really looking forward to brilliant finish line battle without penalties for the top three, but it looks like Nick picked up a penalty there of 3 seconds. So GP1 Alex, if he saw that as he was racing, his eyes will light up. He'll say, thank you, Nick, I'll take P2, because he is within 3 seconds. He's actually within 1 second. So MJ Coupe sitting 4.4 back. So if MJ Coupe can improve by, looks like 3.4 seconds. 3.4, no, maybe Nick, 3 seconds of that, 3.7. So if MJ Coupe, if I've got this right, if he can improve by 1.1 or 1.2 seconds, he could steal P3 from Nick. I hope I've got that right. Apologies, my maths was bad then, but Nick's penalty has just thrown the final 4 laps of this race massively up in the air. So as long as GP1X can either stay behind Nick or overtake Nick, he has got a brilliant race result there. So Humberstone still sitting pretty as he comes over the home finish straight. 15 laps on those medium tyres. He's sitting half a second in front of Nick, who's got a penalty. So GP1 Alex is provisional P2 with MJ Coupe sitting in P3. So good stuff. Does set a fastest lap there. Let's just check that. Detail, fastest lap. Good stuff, fastest lap 31.2. So it took me ages to find that then. So it looks like Nick, Humberstone, Nick and Alex are racing away for the final closing stages of this race in Suzuka. It's been amazing. The land of the rising sun has not disappointed whatsoever. So good stuff. He's 8.5 seconds back from MJ Coupe, so I don't think he's going to be in the mix to improve. Rudy's sitting 14 back from him, Nismac 6 back from him. So Colin J is actually sitting. Oh, we saw some go off there. Was that Craig? I think that was that Craig going wide. No, it can't have been Craig. Must have been Sir Spud. I apologise, I missed that. But as we were flicking through, we saw a rider going off. Now, I was about to say, Colin J is coming up on the back of Nismax on those super soft tyres. He's only done 5 laps, so he's going to have miles more grip. So we're probably going to see in the closing stages, Colin J put some pressure on Nismax for that P7 position. Going forward from Colin J and Nismax, I don't think we're going to see any changing up until we get to the top 4. Oh, who was that then? I thought we saw Colin J's gone fastest with 1:31.2. We did see some action there, but I missed who that was. So Nick is up into P1. Nick has gone into P1. Was it the leaders that we saw the mistakes from? Humberstone has dropped back now into P2. Is this where we're seeing the tyre dead come into play? So if Nick can bring out a lead in the next 2.5 laps and get 3 seconds in front of Humberstone, he takes... Let me just check my penalties. Yeah, I've only got Nick down for 1 penalty. So Nick is going to be putting all his effort into building a lead, but I don't think he'll have enough laps to do it. So Nick, provisional P1 with Humberstone, who is less than 3 seconds, so eventually will be P1 as long as Nick doesn't bring a cat out the bag and do a 2.5 amazing laps. I doubt we'll see that, but wow, I can barely catch my breath and try to keep up with this. So Humberstone followed by GP1 Alex, who's 1.5 seconds back, so that's 2 seconds. So if it finishes as it is, Nick will drop down to P3, but if MJ Coupe can rein in some serious time in these last 2 laps, he'll steal P3 from Nick, if I've got this right. So good stuff. Is sitting 9 seconds back from MJ Coupe. This is a bit. Try to keep track of this, guys. It's so hard. 3-second time penalty for Good Stuff. So Good Stuff has a 5-second stop and go and a 3-second time penalty. Not what he wanted to see there. He's in P5. He served his 5-second stop and go, but he will have a 3-second time penalty when he crosses the line. That's not going to affect his position, I don't think, because he is 15 seconds in front of Rudy. Rudy had a 5-second stop and go as well during the race, so don't think he's got any more penalties to serve. Nick's still out in front. He's now built that lead to 1.6 seconds. Let's just ride on board with Nick. Let's just see what he's like coming into turn 1. Is he going to be smooth? He's looking smooth on those medium tyres coming up into Snake Curves. Let's just go back with the other racers from broadcast cam and see what is happening. So GP1 Alex is all over the back of Humberstone as Humberstone's tyres finally had enough. Looks like they've gone from being sporty shoes and they've gone to bowling shoes. They're going pretty smooth. It don't look like he's going too bad though. We're not getting much oversteer from Humberstone. Now, is this part of what I was saying about defending for so long? Defending does wreck your tyres. You have to go wide, you have to go inside, outside to defend from that position. It does lock up though. Front left lock up from Humberstone. We are on the last lap. We've got Nick. Let's ride on board with Nick as we're coming through. So Nick is only 1.5 in front. He's going to drop down obviously when he crosses the line. So we've done 130R, and we're coming up into Casio Triangle. No, sorry, 130R is coming up now. Coming up into Casio Triangle. Looking nice and smooth. We've come through the final lap. So Nick's going to cross the line in P1, but he will drop down the order with that penalty. So we see Nick come across the line. Humberstone takes P1, and we've got GP1X taking P3, MJ Coupe taking P4. We've got Good Stuff coming down the final corners. Good Stuff does have penalties to serve, I believe. Good Stuff 5-second time penalty for unserved stop and go penalty. Rudy coming round the final corners. He does have a time penalty to serve as well. He crosses the line. Yeah, 5-second time penalty for an unserved stop and go. So the guys didn't serve their stop and go penalty. So Nismax move up into P6 because of that penalty. Rudy taking P7. Colin J taking P9. Jamie bringing up the rear. He crosses the line and takes P9. We got Sir Spud. Waiting for Sir Spud to come across. It's going to be a while yet. So Humberstone, what a race from Humberstone, doing 19 laps on those medium tyres. Absolutely brilliant. Let's just see position changes. So Humberstone, no change for Humberstone, no change for Nick. MJ Coupe up 6 positions. GP1 Alex had a great race but dropped 1 position. Good Stuff is up 1 position. Fantastic racing there, guys. I can't believe what we've just seen. Absolutely amazing stuff. Suzuka did not disappoint whatsoever. It'd be interesting to find out exactly what happened from the turmoils and tribulations that we saw during the race. The race stewards are going to have it very, very difficult. But there you go, Humberstone takes that beautiful, beautiful win. He's going to put that in the trophy cabinet. There's the champagne. So we've had Good Stuff and White Fountain, and now Humberstone taking wins of Season 2 Formula 2 Equal Performance. What an amazing race we had. I cannot believe what we've seen. 3 consecutive winners from 3 consecutive races. Unbelievable. So let's have a quick recap there. Humberstone taking the win in P1. Nick J taking up the P2 position, followed by MJ Coupe and GP1 Alex. We've got Good Stuff, followed by Nismax. We've got Rudy in P7, Colin J in P8, Jamie bringing up the P9. Jamie's done well. He started at the rear, I do believe. Yeah, sorry, P13 he started. Then we've got Sir Spud in P10 taking that final position, followed followed by the Flying Scotland in P11, who doesn't pick up any points. We've got Never Miss in P12, Trinus in P13. We got White Fountain, unlucky for him, in P14. Steen also did not finish in P15. Jamie 6-3 in 16, and Vintino in P17 with the wooden spoon position. Unbelievable racing there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have enjoyed it, drop us a line on Twitter. Make sure you include the Invictus Racing League tag. I'm the Energy Dan on Twitter. I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast today, or in the morning or afternoon, wherever you're watching from in the world. I do hope you join us next time. Retweet the links for the commentated races. I enjoy commentating, and I'm sure you guys enjoy watching. Let's just get the Invictus Racing League name out there. Let's get more followers, more subscribers, and let's get the action going. So join us next week. Hopefully we'll see some amazing racing, as we did today, as we did last race and the race before that. Nothing held back from the racers. Well done, guys, for a brilliant race. I will see you next time.